And you can't start them with iPhone cables anymore, can you?
Start them with iPhone cables?
You can't start Kias with the USB side of an iPhone cable anymore because they don't have keys.
Yeah, I think that was only the Kias with keys.
Kias with keys.
Yes. Glad we're on the same page for that.
Mm-hmm.
I've since got a haircut from the last podcast.
Yes, and I'm not wearing yellow anymore.
Yeah. You also noticed my haircut right away, which I appreciated.
I did, yeah.
Most people don't do that. You're good.
Yeah, I'm observative.
Yeah. Observant?
Observant.
Observant, but not
I'm
eloquent.
still booting up.
Well, your mother was a math teacher, not an English teacher.
No. She's a 4th grade teacher. They teach everything in 4th grade.
So
maybe they didn't in Harbor Springs.
So you're saying you're just at a 4th grade level at everything?
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Lisa.
Absolutely. Never made it past 4th grade.
Double check on this screen here. Look, our faces. Okay. We have a tape today. Cassette. This is a...
Yeah, Charlie found what can only be assumed as pornography in his Ford F-350 King Ranch. Where did you actually find that? Was it in the console or?
Yeah, in the center console in the front.
And that's a videotape, right?
Yeah, this is a
homemade videotape.
Sony Handycam, like little tape recorder.
Can we play it in something? Not here.
I'll go to the library at some point this week and try to get a...
Make sure you know how to use the brightness controls on whatever you're watching it on, or just quick access to turn it off in case it is. Because I feel like there is a high chance that it is something not safe for work.
Yeah, and that would be a quick way to prison for me if I were to just put it on and all.
That's true because you
like
don't.
Child pornography.
I was gonna say because it could be something.
Yeah, tots.
Yeah, what is that?
Tots? Children?
Tots.
Yeah, like a toddler.
Oh,
yeah.
You're probably going to have to cut this out because YouTube will have an algorithm to hear people say this and then demonetize you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Why does this continue to get even more crooked? Like, why can't this just stand up straight?
It's also falling.
I know. And it's not like I spent a lot on these holders, but still, my goodness.
Mine's fine, although mine has a lot less weight to...
Well, the interesting thing, this is like an industry standard. The Blue Yeti is like what everyone uses and stuff like that. And I find this one to sound like crap. Yours actually sounds pretty good, and it's some cheap, like $20... Amazon garbage thing.
Beefine. The only thing about this one is if I go over here,
then you're instantly quiet.
Instantly quiet.
Well, but that's a good thing because it with a podcast mic, you don't want it to be
that's
capturing
true.
like a lot of mics.
True.
So really, you should just get better at not moving around so much.
Well,
Chris is a moving around enthusiast.
I am. I know. I get a lot of comments when I film for the Topher channel that I move my head too much.
Well, that's because Chris has such a smooth, perfect like demeanor to.
Because Chris is perfect. Okay. Chris is just perfect. And while the viewers on the Topher channel do like me, which I very much appreciate, sometimes I get enthusiastic about the car that I'm driving, so I move my head around. And
I mean, for the viewers, it's like when their uncle comes to watch them. It's like, yeah, he's cool, he's fun, but when Daddy comes home, it's always a good,
That's a good way to put it.
Daddy's home, baby. Yeah. Welcome to episode 55 of the Daily Motor Podcast, and this is a big day.
Why?
Because we're getting an Equinox.
Oh, yes, that's right. How could I forget?
Yeah, I had trouble sleeping last night.
Yeah, me
so
too.
Excited.
We finally get to know what it's like to be an NPC.
Mm-hmm. Yes. If for those of you who are unfamiliar, Chris refers to some vehicles as NPC cars, which stands for non-playable character.
The Equinox is the king of NPC cars. I mean,
yes.
there is nothing more NPC than an Equinox.
Mm-hmm. And the Equinox is, hello, I would like an car, please.
Yes.
Yes, of course,
Here's
sir. Here's one car.
Yes.
Yes. It's just there.
What sort of car is it? It's just a car.
Yeah.
I get in
white.
it. I get. Oh, is it white?
I don't know. But the car that this imaginary person's getting is white.
Yeah. Get in it. Push the start button. Put it in reverse before it can even idle down, and that's it.
Nathan got so furious at his neighbor across the street from his home because someone had gotten in the car. I think it was a Focus.
Yeah.
And he said they'd started up after it sat for months. Started it up, and before it had even like the initial revs had come down, reverse, shut it right back off, went back into the driveway to move another car, then went back, got back in the Focus, started it right back up, right into drive, back in the driveway.
This reminds me, I'm sure if you are a regular listener of the podcast, you'll know that I attended Northwood University for college. And
yes, because at this point, you pretty much know everything about Chris's life and genealogy.
That's right. Thank you. And my family's cars. So every year they'd put on a student-run auto show, like fully student-run. We'd get cars mostly from dealers. Charlie's getting a phone call.
No, not yet. I'm just preparing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my sophomore year of college, I was captain of Team Volkswagen. So I was responsible for curating all the Volkswagens. And my booth was right next to the Fiat booth. And the Fiat booth was captained by someone who I imagine was only captaining auto show because they wanted the clout for their resume, I'm guessing. Some girl that just had no interest in cars whatsoever. And
now you're being a sexist.
Well, it could have been a guy, and I would have said some guy that had no interest in cars whatsoever. But I believe it was a girl. I guess, yeah, no, it was a girl. And they wanted us every morning to start the cars and let them idle for like 10, 15 minutes just so the batteries wouldn't die, because sometimes cars would sit, batteries would die, whatever. I don't necessarily know that idling is great to like, whatever, but whatever.
Usually alternators don't do much of
that. I know. They're like, well, every morning, start your cars, let them run. This girl that had Team Fiat person. Okay, whatever.
Is Chris a misogynist? Let us know in the comments.
Down below. This girl that was captain of Fiat I would watch her every morning. She'd grab her bucket of keys. She'd hold her whole baggie of keys. She'd go around to each car. She'd get in. She'd start it, and by the time it didn't even idle down yet, she'd shut it right back off. She'd go, and then she'd shut it off immediately.
So she wasn't even considering what the point of starting it might have been.
Correct. Yeah. But I didn't go over there and say anything because
because you're not a misogynist. You didn't want to go mansplain to her. That,
oh my god,
actually, you're not supposed to do that.
I know, because I'm gonna go up there and like mansplain this to her, and she's just gonna look at me like I'm a dick. So I'm like, what's even the point?
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't care if her cars die. It's not my problem. It's literally not going to affect me at all. Mm-hmm. There were so many cringe moments, and I'm sorry if you're I'm getting a phone call.
Are you really?
Yeah, from Emily.
Can you tell her that she's now being my father?
Dang it! I was in the middle of a story. There were so many cringe moments during this auto show where, like, as a car person, like, you look at things that people are doing and you just that it's not right to go up and correct them, but at the same time it's just like, oh, like, for instance, like manual transmission vehicles, like students that are driving manual transmission vehicles just riding the clutch like all the way down, like what we would call the mall walk. It was like the big, like, long area you'd walk from class to class. And it's just people that had no business driving manuals. And then this one year there was Nissan sent a GTR from corporate, so it was probably a press car. And this kid that was the captain of Nissan, he like sat on the hood to take a picture. I could probably find the picture. He like had his shoes on the hood and stuff, and I was watching him. I was like, oh my god, what are you doing?
That's pretty cringe.
There was just so many cringe moments. And then there's like me over at my booth, like making sure everything's perfect and making sure the cars like run for like 10, 15 minutes and no one's allowed to touch anything. Leave me alone.
It's fitting that you had Lexus.
Yeah, I had.
You're very Lexus brand.
My last 2 years were Lexus. Yeah.
I mean, Volkswagen's kind of fitting as well, but more so Lexus.
I did not ask for Volkswagen.
Well, yeah, I believe that.
I asked for BMW, and they did not give it to me because I was not in a fraternity. They didn't explicitly tell me that, but that's why.
It's also fitting for BMW.
That's why I didn't get it.
Because who buys BMWs in college? Fraternity. Like new BMWs.
Well, no, I mean, that's.
It's
the reason I didn't get captain of Team BMW is because I was not in a fraternity,
right.
And the people picking would favor Greek life people.
Yeah.
So because I didn't pay for my friends, I had to be Team Volkswagen. But it's okay. But our Volkswagen contacts were great. They were really like super great to work with. They sent us a Golf GTI, which was cool. I had my buddy's GTI in the booth. It was good. I mean, I'm glad that it worked out the way it did.
Did BMW send anything good? They have like M2s?
Yeah, they sent an i8.
Ooh, that was a cool car.
Yeah, this was back in 2017.
Is that the i8 Roadster?
No, I think it was a coupe. I think it was a used car. I don't think it was brand new. I think it was like a year or two old.
Okay.
i8, I don't know that there were any M cars. Maybe there was an M2. I don't remember. I didn't pay too much attention because I wasn't captain and I was salty. I was so salty.
Did you own your E90
kid that got it was a
at that
buddy of
point?
mine, so it was okay. What?
Did you own your E90 at that point?
No, I had just
Still
my
on your GS?
no, I had my IS,
Oh.
which I still have. Just IS and Cobalt were my only two cars back then.
There have been a few Lexus GSs of your generation, the Spider Eye generation, on Facebook Marketplace recently for just dummy cheap, and I've almost sent them to you just to be like,
they're not worth anything.
I know, but like as a car, it's a very good car.
Yeah, no, mine was great. Mine had a couple things though, like I said, that like
Yeah.
the differential went, which was really surprising.
That's strange, yeah.
But it was cheap to
that
fix.
old glue manufacturer was probably doing burnouts in it.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the only major component that broke, but
Sure.
yeah.
So back to the Equinox.
Yeah, anyways.
Yeah. That is a car that you don't. I am predicting that you can drive it and not even like think about anything. You can just operate. It'll probably have a big old just stick shifter, like manual thing to grab.
Stick it into drive.
Just a push button, drive, do your thing, and then get. I do think it'll be strange if it has a 2-wheel drive mode the same way the Traverse did.
I'm gonna say it won't.
I'm hoping it won't.
I don't think it will. I think it's gonna be as straightforward as you can get. The only thing that makes me think maybe it will isn't it like the top trim?
Oh yeah, it's an RS.
It's an RS, yeah. So maybe it will have
A really
more
sporty.
options. Yeah, really sporty.
All of this is not to say anything bad about the Equinox.
I'm excited to sit in the left lane at 65 miles per hour and be on my cell phone.
Drive it properly.
Yeah.
I have never had a problem with the Equinox, except for the ones that blow up. Those are a bit.
Yeah, every single person I know
with a 2014
or every person
Equinox.
I know who knows a person
with a 2014,
they've blown up.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It's very documented that all those had motor
they just
issues.
Consume oil until they explode.
Go. Yeah. But I think the Equinox itself is actually going to be a pretty decent vehicle. It's just the fact that people go out and lease them for $189 a month with $4,000 down and just put zero brain effort into their driving and their car ownership. That's why they get a bad rep.
Yep.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting week. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. But last week here at DMHQ, need a vowel in there somewhere.
Yeah, you do.
We had the Volvo XC90 T8 Recharge all-wheel drive Ultimate Bright.
Bright. That's important.
Yeah.
It is quite bright inside with the wool seats.
Yeah, wool blend performance.
Sport wool blend. Performance wool blend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that you get to sit on. And I'm going to say wool is a nice interior material for a car.
It is. It isn't really, if you're at home, you're thinking of wool. It isn't really the wool you're thinking of. It's still quite a strong seat material. Like it's not like fluffy like you kind of picture wool to be.
Yeah.
But
that's where the performance.
That's right. Yeah, right. No, it feels like just like a really nice high quality cloth, a luxurious cloth. Charlie's gonna, for all of you that are watching with your eyes.
Well, I want to look up what is it really.
Oh, we have ostriches today,
Charlie. Yeah, I don't even know why we run this TV anymore. I mean, I guess I could put. I couldn't. Warmer in winter and always cooler than ubiquitous leather, Motor Trend says.
Oh, that does make sense, right?
Yeah, I have thought that it would be cool, breathe better as well. What is tailored wool blend? This tweedy wave is comprised of 30% wool and 70% recycled polyester, so it might even be earth-friendlier than, quote, vegan leather. Tailored wool blend appeared as a no-cost option on the 2020 refresh of the XC90 Inscription model in a color called Midnight Zinc. The same option is also available on XC60 Inscription models, which Inscription is no longer the model name. That bothers me when manufacturers establish something and then abandon it. Because you get used to being, Momentum, R Design, Inscription.
Yeah.
And now they have Ultimate, and I don't know what the base, it's Pure. I think it's Pure.
When you
Ultimate.
go to search a Volvo on AutoTrader or CarGurusCars.com and you go to trim, it's like...
It's all over the place.
There's like 40 different trim.
Well, the new one,
options.
the new ones are Ford with their Bronco trims, which you're good at, but no one else knows.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like with the Maverick example, XL, XLT.
And Broncos used to be
Lariat.
like that too, but now
Like,
they've
very
gone
easy.
for this new Gen Z style
Base,
Big Bend. Oh, I'm a little rusty on this now. Base, Big Bend, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands, Wild Track. I think I got them all. And then first edition, but that was in 2021. God, it's a 2-year-old car now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Look at this interior that you can get on the Volvo, the city tweed, like plaid.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, did we didn't have that on the V60, did we? I don't think
No, we had leather.
Yeah,
we had like white leather in
right.
that car. That was such a great car.
Mm-hmm. I overall very much enjoyed the XC90. It's a good car. Too. It's comfortable. It's pretty quiet, although not as quiet as the RX.
No, definitely not. Or even the GV80, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe on par with GV80 quietness.
And this was the T8 powertrain, which means it is a plug-in hybrid, so it is efficient and economical, except it isn't, because once the plug-in hybrid ran out, we only got about 24 to 25 miles per gallon at highway speeds, and we're talking 75 to 78 miles per hour in the cold. So, yeah, not super ideal conditions, but not great fuel economy. And even though it's very powerful, well over 500 pound-feet of torque, not nearly as exciting as something like the SQ7. I bet you the SQ7 would have gotten similar fuel economy on the highway, still taking premium fuel, and was one of the most exciting powertrains we've driven in a long time. Mm-hmm. And that SQ7 cost, what, $100,000?
Yeah, but base price was like $87,000.
Right. So you could probably get most of the same features in the SQ7 for not that much more than the Volvo XC90 T8.
Yeah.
So I would probably just stick with the T6 XC90.
Yeah. Or a V60.
Yes. Chris and I pointed out that the V60 and the XC90 are both very good.
Yes.
But when you're in the V60, you feel like you're in a very unique product because you are. There are not many wagons for sale here in America anymore. Mm-hmm. And the V60 looks awesome and has more of a sporty driving feel because it's a lower center of gravity, a little bit lighter. Yeah, and it's still you do feel like you're in a very high-end luxury car still at $60,000.
Yeah.
When you're in the XC90, yes, you feel like you're in a nice place. It's got a lot of nice things, crystal shift knob, one of the best sound systems we've ever heard, and these cool seats and everything. But you can't help but remember that there are a lot of other things you also could have bought. Yeah, so it is something to consider that once you're pushing those type of prices. How much does a T6 XC60 start at?
Probably like $60K.
Think it's that low?
Yeah.
Sorry, XC90 is what I meant.
Yeah, XC90.
Unlock is on. There we go. Volvo 2023 XC90. All Volvos are now either hybrid or electric now because of that silly mild hybrid system they have.
Oh, right.
But yeah, starting at 56 before destination.
Look at that, I was close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's take a look here.
Wouldn't that technically now be a B6, not a T6?
Yes, you are correct. I like the Milky Way. Yeah, we live there. Very home field advantage. Mm-hmm. All right, why doesn't it just let you build cars anymore on Volvo's website? Volvo has made their website worse.
A lot of people are making their websites worse, and apps. I feel like every time apps get updates, they're worse.
Yeah, like I don't want to get a quote.
The Auto Trader app, unusable now, completely unusable.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. Build yours. I had to scroll all the way down here. Okay, so you have Core, Plus, and Ultimate. Core Plus is getting you 360 camera, interior high-level illumination. This car didn't have ambient lighting; it just had white that you could either have. Yeah. But I had turned it off.
You've got like 3 levels of it. I turned it back up for the night drive.
Smart. And headlamp cleaners. Wait, did this car have ventilated seats?
No.
But it says in Ultimate, it gives you front seat ventilation.
Right, but you probably lose that when you select the wool.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well, let's build.
Design
your XC90.
Let's build.
Ultimate. You have to pay more to get less seats. That's good. B6.
Wait, sorry. How many?
Captain's chair. Mm-hmm. So it literally deletes the seat and you pay $500 extra.
Okay.
You could just get the 7 seat and get a hacksaw out.
That'd be a Charlie move.
Literally grayscale plus blue.
Which is what we had, right? Or did we have gray?
And we had
good. You
denim
can get
blue.
Beige.
Yeah. 21-inch wheels. That's good. So it's going to ride like shit. $2,400 for running boards if you wanted to.
You want to hit your shins and ankles every time you get in and out.
Mm-hmm. These are all the Napa leathers. It's not even giving us the wool option. Ooh, what's the lounge pack?
That's probably the wool.
Backrest massage front seats and Nubuck headliner. Headliner, roof pillars, and sun visors in exclusive Nubuck textile.
What is that? Like Alcantara?
I don't think so. It looks grainy. I don't know what that is.
Well, if you're from Sweden, comment and let us know.
Mm-hmm. So this is a $70,000 car, and I don't quite understand anything about it.
Also, how do we get wool?
Yeah, I'm wondering, maybe you have to get the hybrid.
Oh.
Those wheels are sick.
Yeah, but we didn't have that.
No. There we go. There's the luxury tailored wool blend upholstery.
Well, then why didn't we have those wheels?
Someone probably paid more for crappier wheels.
Oh, there we go. Wait, what?
So we had an Ultimate, and it says front seat ventilation, but maybe, again, the wool. Build yours. Gotta go back to Ultimate again. So there's your T8. So this one's still called a T8. I wonder why they didn't switch it to B8.
Can't keep track of it. We have bright.
So your themes.
Bright
now.
or dark.
So bright is a bright, sophisticated Scandinavian exterior design expression with chrome detailing. Oh, and dark is the journalist spec.
I think they're
a contemporary and dynamic exterior detail. So instead of our design now, you get dark.
I kind of like that.
That looks menacing.
Isn't bad that I like that.
No.
This is very BMW of them because BMW lets you pick a theme. Now you can either have Sport or M Sport.
It has to be sporty though. Yeah, these are the oh wait. Yeah, these are the only wheels that are available.
Exterior
Here's the wool blend. Midnight zinc tailored wool blend in charcoal. And apparently gets rid of the ventilated seats.
Possible.
I don't know.
It's possible that we have the non-hybrid wheels because they had different tires on them that they're running for winter.
You're right. Yeah, it's probably the winter. And maybe they disabled the cooled seats because they knew that no one would want them right now.
Yes, exactly.
So it is a bit of a confusing car, but
we like it.
Yeah, I like it. I just think the X5 is great.
You are an X5 enthusiast.
I am an X5.
You really love the X5.
How old do you think I'll be before I own an X5? Because you know it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Someday I will have to own an X5.
I think once your children are through college.
Through college?
Yes.
I have to wait minimum 20 years to
21,
22 years. Well, they'll be really smart.
Okay, so you're having more than one. Yeah, so you probably have to be 24 years. So by the time you're 50, 51, you'll have an X5?
Does this count Alyssa's car?
Are you gonna be able to justify an X5 when you have child expenses, Charlie? I guess it all depends on how well the channel does.
Yes, so make sure to like and subscribe, everyone, so that I can own an X5 before I'm 50. Most YouTubers are like, I'm gonna get a McLaren or I'm gonna get a 911 GT3. BMW X5 45e, ladies and gentlemen. That's
non-M Sport.
No, of course not. Gosh, can we build my X5?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's what y'all tune in for here. To listen.
I was gonna say everyone
to listen to someone build an X5.
Everyone listening, this here.
I love the X5. I really do. Look at that.
That's an M Sport.
All right. Oh, and look, the build yours button is right conveniently there. What a concept. Okay. So now here's the question. Do I pay an extra $4,000 to get the plug-in hybrid? I think the answer is no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just getting a but that's all-wheel drive. Actually, I'm only paying an extra $2,000 to get the plug-in hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's what you really want. So.
All right. So already we're still cheaper than the Volvo. Let's see if I can build my ideal X5 for less than that XC90.
X-Line is what you're going to have?
Yes, because that's not M Sport. Yep. Motorsport form. Okay. Look, already better off because 19-inch wheels versus the 21s on the Volvo.
I like those wheels too.
Nice. Yeah, they look fine. Do they have blue BMW logo
Looks like they
surrounds
do.
Because of the hybrid?
Yeah, because the hybrid, yeah.
Okay. I will be getting Manhattan Green Metallic because it is a trending look. Sparkling Brown is also a great
website
choice,
is just a
They've made it so
fest.
cheesy. Yeah. I can't choose
any
other wheels.
Because you are a millennial.
I am.
You
I
are a
am.
millennial.
Yeah, I'm a tail end. I'm a millennial point 2.
No, please get rid of the black interior.
All right. Yes. Oh, no red. I can't get red like I can in the
That's
i4.
okay. You can get cognac is nice, coffee's nice, Silverstone's nice, ivory's nice.
I will be getting coffee.
Okay. Nice.
Although cognac is fun, but I think owning
coffee, yeah.
owning coffee would be
Yeah.
better. Yeah. And then the trim, of course, I don't want the high glass. I want the ash green.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, but the poplar matte.
I thought you were getting
better.
a phone call.
A text from our buddy Kirk Kreifels.
Hello, Kirk.
Okay, I'll have to message him back after this. What do you think about this poplar matte?
It's nice. Goes with your coffee.
Or do you think it'd be better to do this
No.
ash green?
No, the other one.
Okay. Not in love with that steering wheel. It's a bit chunky. Okay, what sort of options? Do we want the driving assistance professional package? Maximize peace of mind every time you get behind the wheel of your vehicle with innovative active driving features.
What do you actually get?
$5,000
for that?
Oh, wait, no, that's including something else. Wait.
Yeah,
How can I
'cause
just
you
see what it
probably
is?
have to get it.
It's Active Driving Assistance Pro, which is
Probably
camera and
subscription-based
radar-based driver assistance. So that's the steering and lane keeping assist, lane change assist, emergency stop assistant, and evasion aid. That's a fun word, evasion aid.
Evasion aid.
That might be worth getting because Alyssa likes the self-driving and everything. Extended traffic jam assist for limited access highways. So if you're in a traffic jam below 40 miles per hour, it'll take care of it for you. So that's an option we might have to get. What's in the luxury seating package? Massaging seats, ventilated seats. Okay. That's probably something I must have. Yeah. Because we're going to want massaging seats on there. What's in the executive package? Head-up display, don't need that. Panoramic sky lounge, LED roof, don't really need that.
I quite like that in the X5.
Oh, this gets you the glass controls and the LED headlights with laser light, though, and the rear window shades. Yeah, so we're getting the executive package, and that's adding 4-zone automatic climate control. What's in parking assistance plus? Active park distance control, drive recorder, surround view camera for $800. Yeah, definitely getting that. Climate comfort package, heated front seats, armrest, and steering wheel. Front and rear heated seats and the 4-zone climate control. Yep.
Did I already have that from? Yeah, I think you already.
I think I have some of those things. I already had the 4-zone automatic climate control.
You just didn't have probably the steering wheel or the armrests.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you might as well spend the extra $1,700 and get the driver assistance professional package. So I've added all
every
those.
option.
Well, no, those were just the packages. Now we're into options.
Okay, you've got every package.
Don't need running boards. Ooh, definitely need the trailer hitch. That's Charlie spec.
Yeah, so you can tow things that are much too heavy for it.
We need the wireless
Fill it
charger.
with couches.
And we need the Harman Kardon.
Oh, red brake calipers.
For $650, I would rattle can mine before that. All right, Chris, we have a fully spec'd out nearly X5 with the plug-in hybrid for $10,000 less, $8,000 less.
That's a pretty car
than that Volvo.
And it's going to ride better because it's got smaller wheels.
Yes, and it's green.
Let's check out that interior one more time.
Yes. Coffee. I quite like this.
Why don't you just order it?
It's tempting, isn't it? You think they'll take the Maverick in as straight trade? Maverick and the Super Duty, maybe? Jeff and Jay, if you're listening, spec this out. This every journalist would love this car.
Yes, they would. Run it through the press fleet and then sell it to Charlie for 10% off.
Although there is one thing I'd have to change to make it journalist spec.
Give it M Sport pack. Oh, black kidney grills?
Extended shadow line trim. Which makes it $3,000 more expensive because M Sport, and which makes the wheels worse. Literally, adding black trim makes everything worse. Don't do it, folks. Okay, that's great. I enjoyed that. Thank you all for humoring me.
Everyone's tuned off by now, but
now
William, I'm sure you're still here.
Now
I hope you appreciated my Instagram story of Charlie and I being degens.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
And Charlie's degen mobile.
That is a degen mobile. What do you think's more degenerate? My $750 Chrysler Town and Country that the steering goes like this when you drive it down the road and you have to use a broom to start it sometimes, or the Super Duty, which doesn't have the right amount of lug nuts on any wheel. The tires are nearly bald and won't start after it's warm.
Or go into fifth gear.
Or go into fifth gear and shakes in reverse.
I think the F350 is more degen.
Okay. Probably because it's lifted and loud.
And also,
very loud.
You could argue that it could just be an old lady driving the van.
Yes.
It's like owned it since new.
That's one of the things I've always liked about the minivan is you could blow by a cop at 30 over and they're just going to be like,
it's just some old lady.
Yeah.
Which is basically,
Yeah. Which it was taken from an old lady who had a DUI. So, or at least one DUI. I don't think you get your car taken after one DUI.
Yeah. Probably multiple DUIs.
Yeah. Thanks, Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky. Appreciate that.
All right, so the XC90, buy an X5 instead.
Yeah, but still good car, though.
Still good car. And if you are a sound system mega enthusiast, then you're going to want that for Bowers & Wilkins. Yeah. The other car we had this week is the Kia Sportage.
SX Prestige Hybrid, finished in matte gray.
Shadow
matte gray.
Shadow
matte gray. Shadow matte gray. Or matte shadow gray. Whatever way they put it, it didn't make sense. So I think it was matte. It was shadow matte gray. Sorry, that was a lot. Shadow matte gray with carmine red interior, which carmine red is like a Porsche color.
Is it?
Carmine red is a Porsche exterior color.
Huh.
Yeah,
I quite liked that car.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good choice in this segment.
Yeah,
and Emily might buy one.
She might. If her migraine goes away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like driving it?
I did, except the screen froze for 45 minutes.
And that tainted Chris's impression of it for the rest of the time.
Yeah, I mean, to me it was just a car. I didn't have too much to say about it. I think it looks striking, which is important in that segment. It's like one of the most important things in my opinion, because you got to stand out. That segment is so diluted with Equinoxes and Escapes and CRVs and RAV4s that like
Chris was trying to escape from the escapes.
Yeah, so I like that you can get it in matte, even though no one will. And I appreciate that it looks quite striking. And I like the big continuous piece of glass that goes from the cluster to the infotainment.
Yes. However, I don't think you'd get that with the EX trim.
You'd still get a similar piece, but it would be two separate screens instead of one. Well, it would be, there'd be a plastic bezel around it.
Okay.
As opposed to glass. So
I think the ideal trim is the EX because it costs about $6,000 less than the SX Prestige, and all you're missing out on is ventilated seats, some fancier inside and outside appearances, the surround view camera, and a few other just like cool fancy sort of features.
Yeah.
But you're still getting a good powertrain, fairly efficient, a lot of space, heated seats and steering wheel, and just a good place to be in for $33,000.
And you can't start them with iPhone cables anymore, can you?
Start them with iPhone cables?
You can't start Kias with the USB side of an iPhone cable anymore because they don't have keys.
Yeah, I think that was only the Kias with keys.
Kias with keys.
Yes. Glad we're on the same page for that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good friend of yours who works at a Kia dealership.
I do.
Have they had any issues with Kias being stolen?
Yeah, they've had multiple Kia boys. Well, I don't think they've had any cars stolen off of their lot, but they've had tow-ins of cars that were theft recoveries. I think what the Kia boys are doing is, and Kia boys meaning the people that are stealing these
on TikTok
Kias and Hyundais, they're just getting in the cars, ripping the steering columns down, doing the process, and just joyriding them, and then dumping them. I don't think they're even taking parts and selling parts or anything.
Maybe because Kia Rio parts aren't worth that much?
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2015 Kia Optima parts are not worth too much.
Mm.
But yeah, it's not like Scat Packs, but I mean Scat Packs have higher dollar parts and Hellcats and things, you know. But
right.
Maybe they just need transportation, and just go down to the store, buy a USB stick, and get yourself a new Kia Optima.
Yeah, I have two things to say about that, and
Okay.
I'll probably forget one while I'm telling the other story.
Right.
There's an island up in northern Michigan called Beaver Island.
Oh, is it full of Kias?
No.
Oh.
However, a strange phenomenon occurs there.
Ah.
It's an island that you can get cars to, but you have to take a ferry.
You've told me about this before, but I'd like you to say it again. Yeah.
And everyone just leaves their keys in their cars.
Yeah, right.
And if you need a car to get somewhere, you can just take someone's car.
It's like real life GTA.
Yeah, and you just use it. And if you walk out and your car's missing, and you're like, oh well, it'll probably be back later, and it is.
We should go there and just film a bunch of domestic NPC cars.
That's actually a great idea. Except they'll probably all be like 2003 Jeeps, which will actually probably do wonderfully on
Winding Road. They'll get 1 million views each.
Yeah. All right. Well, this summer
what's it called? Beaver Island?
Yeah. I've never been there, even though I live fairly close.
Cheap car challenge idea. We buy cars, go up there, and leave the keys in them,
and see what people take.
See
first.
if people. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, if you're TFL, do not take that idea, because if you do, we will be very angry with you. I don't know what else we'd do.
Fortunately, TFL lives far away from Beaver Island and cannot make it. Hopefully. What's the other thing I wanted to say about stolen Kias?
I think that's less of an issue. I saw a video of one driving through an apartment complex sidewalk at like 40 miles per hour with people hanging out all of the windows.
Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. A lot of people who do crimes aren't very smart, but they do these crimes. I would like to know what would happen if like really smart people did crimes. And I know that's just pretty much Wall Street, but like seriously, like if you wanted to be a criminal, but you like say you were someone who's really good, you went to college, everything like that, had a degree, and you could have made a fine go at it in the above ground world, but you decided to be a criminal. I think you could do really well. I don't think it would be hard to be a successful criminal if you're intelligent. Because I think a lot of crime is done by idiots.
Charlie's on multiple lists now, so keep an eye out for him. Have you been keeping track of the murders in Idaho, of the 4 kids that got murdered in Idaho, the 4 college students?
No.
Okay, well, there were these 4 college students that got killed in Idaho.
They all bought their friends, right?
Actually, yeah, I think they were in Greek life. Well, whatever. They all lived in a house together. There were 6 roommates that lived in a house. 4 of them were killed in the middle of the night by like some.
That's sad. You'd almost wish that all 6 were killed, because then
because 2 have survived.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Ooh.
This happened mid-November. It was like November 13th or something. They just got a suspect like a few days ago. They just found a guy.
Someone out west or east, right?
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well,
because he ran away. He's a 28-year-old, but what made me think of that is you said, well, people go to college, whatever. He had a background in criminology. He was going for his master's degree.
See?
So he had this all planned out, and he also had a survey posted on Reddit that was supposed to get people who had previously committed crimes to fill in, like, what was your motive? How did you do it? How'd you get away with it? If you got away with it, like all this stuff.
Wow.
And so there's like all these weird twists and things that have been leading up to this, but it goes to show that sometimes when, people, whatever you were saying, people like
smarter people do crimes.
Smart people do crimes, but I think that with stealing cars, you'd actually be able to get away with it. Obviously,
maybe 4 murders is a little too.
4 murders is a little too high, but I think that he left 2 people surviving, so it would look like they did it, right?
Oh,
that's why he left 2 people, or else he would have just killed all 6.
Yeah, that is insidious.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty effed up.
Yeah. Sorry, Brian from Regular Car Reviews, but Pennsylvania sucks.
The guy's name is Brian.
Oh, so Regular Car Reviews has killed 4 people in Idaho. Didn't think you had it in you, Brian.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm curious to see. Obviously, it's been all over TikTok, so I've been kind of following.
That's why I haven't seen it.
I've been following the case since it happened in November, and they like just found the guy. Well, allegedly, he's a suspect.
Sure, he's a suspect.
But
did they arrest him?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's like
I think you have to be charged to be arrested.
They've been following him. So they must have charged him with something to take him, but
doesn't mean he's been convicted, but he's been charged.
Sure.
At least. Sure.
They've been following him for a while, and they finally at 3 a.m. broke into. He was at his parents' house in Pennsylvania, and
that's a good place to hide out.
The FBI bust into his house and took him, and now he's somewhere with an anti-suicide thing.
Oh, so he can't Jeffrey Epstein himself?
Yes, correct.
I gotcha. You know who else got arrested is that douchebag Andrew Tate.
He did.
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg, and then he doxed himself.
That's a myth.
No, it's not.
It is. Yeah, it's been snoped or whatever.
What are you talking about?
The whole Greta, that fact that they were already onto him. They knew where he was. It was just kind of coincidence. Some person on Twitter said put the whole Greta Thunberg video thing back and forth together and stuff, but it's been debunked that that's how they got him.
I thought they got him because they didn't know if he was in Romania.
And then he took a video, sent it to Greta, and there was a pizza box and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
so,
the bum.
all right. Well, Charlie just made that situation a whole lot less fun. But anyways, Andrew Tate did get arrested, coincidentally, while beefing with Greta Thunberg.
Yes, coincidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate that was a coincidence because
it was hilarious.
I'm going to continue to think that it wasn't a coincidence.
Sometimes in life, you got to just
you just got to
more fun.
Exactly.
Believing those sort of
more
things.
Fun.
Like Santa being real and stuff.
Like the what?
Santa being real.
Oh, right.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know much about this Andrew Tate fella, but he sounds like an undesirable.
He's just a misogynist.
Yeah, like Chris.
But all of his... Okay. I say one thing about a girl starting a Fiat for half a second, all of a sudden I'm a misogynist. All of Andrew Tate's fans will tell you that he's not a misogynist, and he is just, in fact, misunderstood. Imagine
so will
that.
Chris's fans, actually. It's the same thing.
Yeah, right.
Chris Tate, everybody.
Did they actually got him because he was actually harboring women, wasn't
he? I don't know. I think he's associated with a lot of people who've been doing that. I don't know if
human trafficking?
He specifically has been doing it. I'm not an Andrew Tate defender.
You sound like an enthusiast. Maybe Charlie's the misogynist here. Oh man.
Comment below.
The tables
Who's the
have
misogynist?
turned. Yeah, comment below. Who's one?
I do own the lifted pickup truck.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have two pickup trucks.
I have 2 pickup trucks. Maybe I am a misogynist.
Pointing towards you.
Yeah, I know. Do you own any misogynist cars?
No.
Let's see. The IS definitely no.
Definitely not. The Cobalt definitely.
You do own a lot of manuals, and that's kind of a misogynist trait.
It is, yeah. But majority of my cars are manual. It's 4 out of 6 of them are.
Yeah, you do also own a car that's been related in presumably gang activity.
It came from Flint, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's not gang activity. Is not misogynist, is it?
Not inherently. I bet there's probably a lot of misogynistic activities.
Gang activity is not as
gangs.
misogynist as having 2 pickup trucks. It's just not.
I can't decide which part of this podcast to put at the beginning because they're all hilarious.
Your little notes.
Put it all together. Side note.
Did you like the intro to my Infiniti QX60?
I did actually. I meant to mention that. You did a very good job with that.
Well, thank you. Thank you, and you're welcome.
Everyone who can see and who can't, I can describe to you.
Oh, I know. I can read it now.
This is my new pink Sugar Rush pen, courtesy of my misogynist truck.
I cannot believe you're using that.
Yeah, this came out of the rear center console.
So disturbing. That thing was disgusting. Did you wipe it off?
No.
Oh,
got what are these? Oh, these are ice cream cones with little smiley faces on them. That's adorable.
Okay.
Chris will not touch anything that I've driven or touched now.
No, I'm not. Charlie was cleaning out his truck yesterday, pulling out a number of items.
Well, yeah, we mentioned that, including this pornography tape.
Yeah, and he pulled out a fun-sized bag of M&Ms and ate it.
Okay, Chris condoned it, though, because they were airtight. And Chris...
I condoned it because I wanted to record you doing it.
Chris very specifically said, those don't look very old. And I tried one, and it didn't taste old, so I ate it.
Well,
and he also pointed out that Halloween was
recent. Yeah, they're probably just from this past Halloween.
Yeah. Trust me, there was some food in there that I would not have eaten.
Was there other food?
Yeah, there were Starbursts that were all like kind of crushed and melted out of there.
This is what happens, and you don't believe me. And I've never had kids, so I don't even necessarily know this firsthand. But I know that children are disgusting, and your car, if you put a child in the car when they're at that age, it's just going to get gross.
Were your parents' cars gross when you were there?
Probably.
I'm going to ask them. Because I feel like you're a good kid. You probably were a good kid.
I was a very good kid.
And they also probably raised you well, and they probably didn't let you do that sort of thing. What you really can't control is kids vomiting in cars.
That is true.
I feel awful. I mean, I don't actually because I was a kid and couldn't do any better. But my father had a 2002 Ford F-150 FX4 extended cab. And I was in the back at one point. Maybe it was in this truck. That actually might have been one Nathan threw up. And this might have been in his Jeep Liberty.
You can't open the doors on those because they...
Yeah, because you have to open the front too. And then
there's no window to roll down either. You don't think of that as a kid.
As a child, you go from 100% normal to just projectiling. And it just everywhere. The entire interior. I had just consumed Kraft mac and cheese, and it was just...
It was yellow.
There. And I felt bad. I think he had to replace the interior of the truck. I mean, it was so bad. Yeah. That's what you can't help as a parent.
I threw up in one of my mom's cars. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of her Jeeps that she had.
Commander? Or was it earlier than that?
I think it was maybe a Commander, which actually that Commander got thrown up in twice.
Wow.
One of which was not me. Yeah, maybe it was.
Had to have been pre-Commander, right? Because you would have been at least 8 or 9 years old when she got her first.
Yeah,
Commander.
it was. No, it was the first Commander that I threw up in. Like no, I was probably 7 or 8. Yeah. Sometimes you still throw up when you're that age.
I mean, sometimes you throw up now. You just usually have more control over it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we went out for ice cream, and I came back, and the ice cream upset my stomach, and I just vomited ice cream. Luckily, though, most of it went on the floor mat, and I think and she had rubber floor mats. So when we got home, they just took the floor mat out, and it was like it didn't make the car stink. It was like just solid ice cream. However, the Commander after that, my mom was DDing her friend home. I'm not going to say which friend it. Obviously, won't name which friend it was, but
because she listens.
Obviously. But she DD'd her home, and they pulled into her driveway, and my mom put the car in park, and she vomited all over the dashboard, the passenger seat, the carp everywhere. Bruh. And it totaled the car. It was disgusting. And I remember
biohazard on Copart.
It was total biohazard in the car after that happened. And I remember riding in that car the day after it happened, and my mom was like, "Oh, I spilled some Chinese food in the front." She's like, "Don't." She didn't want because she knew I would get grossed out by it. Because at that point I was probably 12. So she knew I'd be grossed out and not sit in the car. So she's like, "Oh yeah, we went and got Chinese takeout, and it spilled all over the front of the car." Come to find out, she didn't tell me until the car was traded in back on lease. She's like, "Oh yeah, so and so threw up in it," and I was like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense why it smelled so disgusting."
Alyssa vomited in the Tesla, but she's a decent human being, and she said, "Pull over, I'm gonna vomit." And I pulled over, and she opened the door and spewed onto the floor or onto the ground, and we kept going.
Yeah,
actually, I take it back. She vomited while we were driving back, and she did it in a bag. We had bags in the car. Yeah.
What caused it? She was just sick.
Tequila.
Oh, it's a hungover. Hungover.
Well, no, like
she was.
Yeah.
One time,
to be fair, I think it was the tequila mixed with whatever we ate. Because oftentimes it's not the alcohol, it's the stupid concoctions that you'll put into your body while you're drinking. It all. Yeah.
My old college roommate, Katie, which I'll name her. Hi, Katie. We went and got Panda Express one day, and we were in her new Tiguan, like her Tiguan that she just got. And same sort of thing. Obviously, was looking out for her own car. We got dinner, and then we were going to go grocery shopping. And by the time she was like, I'm going to throw up. But I was able to get the car into a parking spot, and she she had to bail out of the car.
Nice.
And threw up in the Meijer parking lot.
That's good.
So, but it's always nice when people are conscious of not just puking in the car.
Absolutely. We're going to have to put a trigger warning on this podcast for vomit and misogynists and murder.
And Andrew Tate. I guess
that's the
goes into it all.
Yeah, it's been an exciting.
See, I didn't know that you knew who Andrew Tate was. I thought only Gen Zs hated Andrew Tate. I guess millennials hate him too. I guess level normal people hate him, but I didn't know that he was publicized enough. I guess I should say.
I think I only know him from other podcasts that I listen to.
Oh, really?
That have talked about him being a bad.
It's honestly sad.
egg.
We shouldn't talk about him because he doesn't deserve it.
Right. Well, at least we're just saying that. Boo, Andrew Tate.
He does have a Bugatti, as you would say.
Ew, Bugatti. Well, he's Romanian, right?
My Bugatti Chiron is what he would say.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds like a misogynist car.
Yeah, it's rose gold as well.
iPhone color.
The iPhone. Yeah, it's Andrew Tate, if you're listening, you basically have a Lexus RX 500h Sport Performance or an iPhone 5. Who goes out and orders a car in rose gold?
Women.
If you want to be, he'd come through the phone.
Am I going to be kicked
for saying that?
Well, I think is it a kickboxer, right?
Is that what he originated as?
I think that's a thing that he is an enthusiast of.
Gotcha.
Kickboxing and abusing.
Probably why he's mentally damaged.
Yeah, I think that would do it. This week at Daily Motor Headquarters, we've
already told them about the Equinox.
I was going to say,
we don't need to talk about that.
The Chevy Equinox, we're looking forward to it. You've heard about it already. I think it's gray, actually.
It's like a green gray.
If this car costs more than $40,000,
I think it does.
What will I do? I will
eat your own hair, James May style.
No, because then you'll want to cook it up or something like that. Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah, didn't they put it in an omelet, didn't they?
Yeah.
Gross.
I will do something cross because 40,000 is way too much for an Equinox.
Charlie will go into the library. I don't want to touch that tape, actually. He'll go into the library and play whatever the contents of that home video are on full volume.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. The other car we have this week at Daily Motor headquarters is the Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro, the Toyota Racing Development Professional.
It's just going to be the ton. Well, I've driven it. You haven't driven the Sequoia yet.
I have not even been
to the
in a
launch
Sequoia.
event.
I am not expecting to like this car.
I mean, it's just a Tundra, except it. Excuse me. It's basically a Tundra,
but it looks a little better.
Looks better. It rides better, slightly. It's a little faster.
Why is it faster? Gearing or something?
Maybe it feels a little quicker. Maybe not. And there's no room in the back.
Oh.
When you have the third row up, there's no room, but they do give you a parcel shelf that you can kind of stack things. The third row seat is also very tiny because the hybrid battery sits under there. Also, every Sequoia is a hybrid.
Yes.
Unlike the Tundra.
If I have it this weekend, I'm going to take it skiing. That seems like a very
Oh yeah, you should.
Sequoia thing.
Oh great, that means I get the Equinox for the weekend. How exciting.
Yeah, if we cut it out that way. Well, you're doing a much more exciting Saturday. You're going rally crossing.
Oh yeah.
Is that Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. Well, I'm not actually going to drive. I'm just going to
drive.
ride with Chris because it's free. I don't feel like spending $70. Yeah, it's $70.
If I could fully disable the traction control on the Maverick, I'd be a little more tempted, but you can't. You get it would just stability controls. Because isn't it like in dirt and stuff?
So this one they say it's tarmac. So I think it's like half tarmac, half like dirt road, like gravel.
I'm a bit surprised that the Topher is okay with taking a Subaru on that because isn't it going to get like
maybe he has a Type R now. This BRZ's the beater.
The beater RZ.
The beater RZ, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
The Type R is the... Chris also, he's a driving enthusiast, so
that's
he'll
true.
drive his cars.
I do respect him.
But he is also very OCD when it comes to...
He'll rally cross it and then he'll immediately take it to be
clean
detailed.
It. Yeah.
It'll be detailed and ceramic coated again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he won't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
We love you, Chris.
So yeah, the Sequoia should be fine. Did you're not a Savage Geese enthusiast, but my father really likes
Which
Savage
is a shame
Geese.
because I've watched one or two of their videos and they're excellent.
Yeah.
I don't have the
Patience?
the patience.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll watch a VinWiki car story in the background if I'm doing something. I like to have that going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch Whistle and Diesel because it's constant destroying things and being chaotic. Other than that, though, I don't really watch anything.
I think that's why, not to toot our own horns too much, but I think that's why people who do enjoy our videos is because we are a little bit more of that chaos like one thing after another. I mean, Mark and Jack they do amazing reviews.
Oh my God,
the cinematography is excellent. Good. The editing is great. The effort, the knowledge that they have in their vehicles is top tier. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people don't care about that. Now, don't get me wrong. Their dedicated audience, I think, will always really appreciate that. Yeah, and their humor is there. It's just very dry. But you're right. It's
I need to sit down and watch them because I've.
But you don't because you have time doing other things.
But I want to though because I like to watch people that I know.
Right.
I've met them.
What I think is best about their videos is watching the cars that you don't get to see very often. Like they did C6 ZR1 and Z06. That was really cool to watch. They did Lexus LFA. Have you watched their LFA video?
No, I haven't.
You'd very much like that.
Okay.
They did like
whose LFA was it?
They used someone's from a deal like an owner in Wisconsin and stuff, and they they flew down to like a Texas dealership. They like worked with Lexus internally and like talked with engineers. I mean, it's really...
Oh, so it's like a documentary.
Yes, it's like an LFA documentary practically.
And
they'll do that on certain cars. They did it for every generation of Miata. So I think those are the best Savage Geese type videos. Their normal car reviews, it's like, yeah, it's good, but at the same time, do I want to watch 45 minutes on the underside of an Equinox? Probably not. And like you said, they're not that good for putting in the background and just listening to either. But anyway, what I was going to say is that apparently they reviewed the Sequoia and kind of tore it apart. I
believe that. And a lot of people were being typical journalists at the launch event. Alex.
Oh, did Alex on Autos not?
Oh my God, we were sitting at dinner and he's like, was going off about it, but That's just how it goes.
Another car that apparently that happened with, and I won't say who told me this, but you know him. We had lunch with him a few weeks ago. Him and his colleague said that the Toyota Crown got a lot of bad rap.
Really?
Yeah, and everything I heard was decent.
You'd think journalists would like that because it's a sedan.
Yeah, and it's quiet and it's supposed to be really comfortable and
refined
and stuff,
kind
like the new Avalon.
Spiritually replace the Avalon. Right?
Yeah, and so I don't know what the criticisms were, but apparently it's so bad that's why Toyota hasn't put them out in press fleets yet.
Oh, they're still like fine tuning things.
Yeah, like they're like trying to do damage control on it. Yeah, same with the BZ4X. So it's weird that Toyota's doing
the BZ4X. The wheels fall off of it.
Yes, but they've remedied that.
Okay,
allegedly. There's
the phone call.
Yeah, we knew that we had to keep podcasting until it happened. Cool. Well, listen to that, everybody. We've got this Chevy Equinox. Also, you're probably going to want to eat your lunch soon because you. Oh, I am. Yeah, you typically get famished around this time.
Hungry.
Yeah, I had a nice protein-filled Greek yogurt breakfast.
You had a burp.
I had like 2 burps.
Burp juice.
Another thing I'd like to point out about.
And another thing.
I like our podcast because we don't just talk about cars. You notice a lot of people do car podcasts and it's like, well, what's in the car news this week? And it's like,
yeah, I'm not interested. I went through 4 years of doing that because my automotive class every morning is like, oh, talk about what's in the news. Okay, how does this affect the dealer?
Yeah. I think people appreciate hearing a little bit about the Equinox
and Allbrand,
and then a little bit about Andrew Tate, and then a little bit about the XC90, and then a little bit about Chris's cousin. And I think that's
what cousin did I talk about today?
You always talk about a cousin.
I do have a lot of cousins.
It wasn't today, but today it was your mother and your mother's friend.
Right.
And some people that you went to school with.
I just had one on my dad's side who I've never met pass away.
A new cousin? Well, not anymore.
I think he was my cousin. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened to him.
F's in the chat for Chris's maybe cousin.
Yeah, I think he was my dad's cousin, so I guess that would make him my second cousin. Yeah.
So instructions for you listeners and viewers today: comment who's the bigger misogynist, and comment on an F in the chat for Chris's cousin, maybe second cousin.
Time for Copart yet?
I believe it is. I thought you said we don't really have any.
I have 2. Emily's calling me again.
Would you mind ignoring her, or do you feel bad? Like just for 3 minutes. Let's get through Copart and just give her a call back.
Okay.
Tell you missed her call. She never watches this far into the podcast.
All right.
I like Emily. I'm an Emily enthusiast.
Yeah. But I'm nervous that it's like something like
she'll still be alive in 5 minutes.
Okay. Can I give you this number and then go call her back?
Let's just do it real quick and we'll end the podcast.
All right. 712-215-62.
She'll understand. You're literally working right now. This is a 2009 Volkswagen Beetle.
I actually quite want to. I want to buy this because it looks like it wouldn't be that hard to fix, and it's a 5-cylinder. The only downside is that it's an automatic.
Yeah, if it were a manual or a convertible, I'd be a little more tempting. It's the same color as my Escape was.
Yes, it is. What was that called? Cucumber?
Green. Kiwi green.
Kiwi. That's right. I knew it was some sort of food.
They think this car is worth $7,400 in running shape.
What person got on insurance?
That's pretty bad. I mean, it's good for them. Also, I like the big shifters that were in these Volkswagens. The like big wide grabby boys.
Yeah.
Someday I will own a manual Beetle convertible, but this is not it.
Okay. Last one. We don't have much today, but we've also been going for a while. This is a very well-known car across the internet. I'd be shocked if you haven't already seen this car, but
Jackie O's car.
No, it's not Jackie O's car. But Jackie O's car is still up here, I'm pretty sure. 620-749-52.
This is a 2015 McLaren P1.
Yeah. Please tell me you know of this car.
No.
Okay. So back
is this Tavarish's or something?
No, it's about to be though. Tavarish is going to buy it.
Okay.
But it's so back when Florida had their big hurricane.
Yeah.
This car and the Phantom behind it broke the internet because this guy had these 2 cars in his garage, in his 2-car garage at his house. Mm-hmm. And they literally, the water came in, picked up both cars, smashed them through his garage door, and they floated out into the street. And the P1, there's a famous photo of it. It ended up landing on top of a toilet outside, and it was just sitting outside on a toilet for weeks.
Wow.
Which would explain like why the McLaren badge has gone off the front and why there's like things missing off it because people were coming and like taking shit off of it. But very, very, very well-known car. A lot of the big YouTubers have been talking about buying it. The only thing is like Ed Bullion did the math, and he's like, it would be like a total waste of money. Cause like if you're paying $575,000, he's like, it's going to take like $2 million to refurb the car. And you could just go out and
get a normal,
get a P1 for like $2 million. So, so I say we as if I know Ed Bullion. He's like, I think the coolest thing to do with this would be to just like buy it and like stick it in your living room, like put a new windshield in it and like, like
have it be a visual
have it
piece.
be like an art piece. Yeah.
It's a shame because it is a cool looking car.
So sick. Yeah. I love the yellow too.
What's the deal on the rolly behind it?
I don't know, but
also quite damaged.
This P1 sold on Bring a Trailer like 2 weeks prior to this happening to it.
Oh my gosh.
The guy didn't have
barely
it.
own it.
I don't think he barely drove it. Yeah.
Fortunately, that was probably not even like his main house or something. Like
Probably
his
not.
Just
but I think he already replaced it as well with like a speed tail or something.
I would have a 918.
Yes. Oh, of the Holy Trinity, you'd pick the 918? I think I would too.
What's the third?
LaFerrari.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'd have the 918.
The 918 is a bit boring, but...
Yeah, but you could actually use the 918.
Yeah.
I think the 918 is the least valuable, but the most usable.
Was that a Top Gear episode or a Grand Tour episode?
Grand Tour. It was... I think it was the first ever episode of the Grand Tour.
That was a really cool
because
one.
they kept trying on Top Gear, and
Ferrari
wouldn't give them a car, and I don't know that McLaren was all for it. I think Porsche was cool with it, but Ferrari would not give them a car, so they had to on the Grand Tour source a Ferrari. I think actually all 3 cars were like privately owned. I think they were all privately owned cars.
That's cool.
So then the manufacturers weren't even involved.
Yeah, well, Ferrari's lame. We all know that.
Yeah, Ferrari won't.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to what I think was one of the more exciting Daily Motor Podcast episodes. Yeah. This is good. Like and share with all of your friends. We're trying to get more people to listen and watch because we like doing this for all of you. And Chris is going to go attend to his ailing significant other. I'm going to go check out our Equinox.
Yeah, drive on.
I'll wait for you. We are Chris and I guess now just Charlie with Daily Motor. And as always, NPC car on. Thanks.